Alright guys, now today we have had some absolutely shocking news from the big six teams in England, the three biggest teams in Spain, and Juventus and Inter Milan as well as that. But first I do want to talk about the FA Cup semi-finals today, because that was what I was going to originally talk about before everyone realised their lives were about to be ruined. Watford, not Watford. Why did I say Watford? Leicester beat Southampton by a goal to nil, and it was scored by Kelechi Iheanacho, who is in terrific form at the moment, scoring 10 goals in his last 7 games, which is ridiculous. And there was also another statistic about how many goals he scored in the FA Cup. He has the most goals in the FA Cup since 2015 from any player, which is, amazing, to be fair, considering that he's not associated with being a top player, is he? Like, if someone asked you that question, you'd say, 2015, Raheem Sterling, Aguero, Rashford. You'd say someone for a big team who generally does well in the FA Cup, Harry Kane, someone like that. But Iheanacho, that's surprising. I felt Southampton didn't go for it today as much as they should have done. The first half was particularly boring. All that happened was Jamie Vardy had a reasonable chance, which he probably should have scored, but he sort of fluffed it. He tried to chip it over Forster, but it went over the bar. And yeah, 0-0 at half time. Iheanacho scored it in the second half. It was crossed into him. I think it was by Vardy. And he's hit it, it's going wide, it bounces off Vestergaard, falls back to him, and he just puts it past Forster from point blank range, pretty much. Not a lot really happened for the rest of the game. Diallo had a brilliant attempt just go wide. It would have been an absolute screamer of a half volley. But that was about it. Right, okay, I'm making that part of the video short because I want to talk about what's been confirmed today. Well, it hasn't been confirmed that it's going to happen, but all the big six teams have accepted to be a part of the European Super League, and this is an absolute disgrace because, well, I'm wearing a Billy Liddell shirt. This is what football's about. It's about league football, all the way up from the top teams like Liverpool and Manchester United, down to #United, that side that's run by that YouTuber, right at the very bottom. Well, not anymore, but near the bottom of the football pyramid. It's genuinely awful news. I'm now, for the past few years, whenever anyone has a go at Fenway Sports Group, Liverpool's owners, John Henry and a few others, I've always been fairly defensive of them because of a lot of you will know that 10 years ago, Liverpool were in a dire situation. They had Tom Hicks and George Gillette in charge of the club, and they were making a mess of it. And who knows what could have happened to Liverpool? Basically, it got settled in court, thankfully, and we got bought by John Henry. Now, at the time, he promised us investment, and to be fair, he did spend big on quite a few players, but he never really went overboard on spending. He wouldn't really spend loads unless he'd brought in quite a lot from Coutinho, Luis Suarez, Raheem Sterling, and many other players. Christian Benteke got sold for slightly more than we bought him for. Like there's loads of examples. And anyone who's ever like criticised him, I've always tried to defend him because of the fact that he sort of helped Liverpool. Like, let's face it, Liverpool would not be one of the best teams in Europe over the past 2 or 3 years if he hadn't bought them in 2010. But the big six, all of their owners are now contributing towards the decline of English football if this goes through, because lots of teams in the lower leagues, like I don't know, what's the first one that came into my head was Gillingham. Gillingham, for no reason whatsoever, I just looked up at my league table on the wall, and yes, you can have a league table on the wall at the age of 17. There's nothing wrong with that, before I get bullied in the comment section. And yeah, it's going to like negatively affect all of these teams in League One, League Two, Conference, North and South League, and all the way down. And we'd like, first of all, why are they doing it? Obviously, it's because they want money, right? So what they're going to do is they clearly don't care about football. So what needs to happen is all the fans of, whether you support the teams or not, you need to be against this. There's no reason for you to be for this, basically. And we need to like spread the message and like get all the, like, you've seen pundits today like Gary Neville, Roy Keane and Micah Richards all say how this is all just because of greed. And what we need to do is we need to get all these club ambassadors of the team. So for United, the Paul Scholes is the I don't know who the ambassadors are of United. I assume Gary Neville is, Phil Neville, Roy Keane maybe, Ryan Giggs. What we need, and for Liverpool, players like Robbie Fowler, Steven Gerrard, and a few others, we need them to like stand up to it, and we need to find a way of how we can do it like German football, because Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund have gone against this, because in Germany 49% of each football team is owned by all these like big companies and investors, but 51%, so the majority, is owned by the fans. This is what needs to happen in English football, because this will stop this from happening effectively, and it'll stop things happening purely because of money and not because of footballing aspects. Like the way it's going now with football, it's purely becoming a business. Like, yeah, over the past 20 years, we have seen more and more money come into the game, but there's still some aspects of sport there, isn't there? You want to win the trophies. Now, what all these big six clubs are doing, they're basically saying, fuck that, to every single Premier League and FA Cup and League Cup that's ever been won, and the Champions League and Europa League, because let's not forget that the Champions League will just become the FA Cup of the European Super League, of like what the Premier League is to the FA Cup. No, sorry, what the FA Cup is to the Premier League. And so they're basically just sticking two fingers up at it. Like Liverpool and Man United and all big six teams in the Premier League, they've all got very good history. As much as you want to say Man City and Chelsea have no history, same with Tottenham. No, they do have history. Like, face the facts. Chelsea were one of the first ever teams to win a European trophy. Man City won a league title in the 60s, so if you want to come and claim that they had no history before 2008, that's just factually incorrect. and Tottenham have won FA Cups and league titles before. So it's ridiculous. Like Liverpool and United and Arsenal probably have the richer history out of the 6 clubs. And so Liverpool and United, not too sure about Arsenal. They've probably got 12 or 13 titles, I'd imagine. But Liverpool and United have got 39 Division 1 or Premier League titles between them. That's what, a quarter of the total amount? So what you're taking there is a quarter of English football history and removing it. It's ridiculous. We just stop it from happening, just please. And I don't know how we're gonna do it, but it just needs to happen. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.